Welcome to Illuminati Revelation. Finally, a member of Illuminati tells all. This message regards the plans which the New World Order has for Yemen. The mainstream establishment media is controlled by the NWO, and it is for this reason that the genocidal war in Yemen has barely been reported to the public. More recently, secret plans have been made by the shadowy circles within the New World Order to greatly expand the United States military's role in Yemen. The government of Saudi Arabia has been blaming the Shiite Houthi rebels for missile strikes against the interior of Arabia, and the U.S. government has claimed that the Houthi rebels have launched a cruise missile against U.S. ships deployed off the coast of Aden. However, such reports are not completely true. In fact, many of the missile launches have actually been live-fire exercises in order to test the two missile defense systems known as the Patriot PAC-3 and the Aegis. The alleged cruise missile strike launched by the Shiite Houthis against the U.S. Navy ships off the Yemeni coast was in reality a successful test of the Aegis missile defense system. Likewise, the supposed attempts by the Shiite Houthi rebels to strike Mecca are actually lies given out by the New World Order. In reality, the ballistic missiles launched from Yemen into the interior of Arabia were part of ongoing Patriot PAC-3 missile shield tests being conducted by the Saudi Arabian government. The cover story being used by the Saudi Arabian government was that the Houthi rebels were launching the missiles was invented as a way to avoid public blame if the tests went wrong and failed to stop some of the incoming missiles. In other words, instead of having to lose approval and make payouts to any Saudi Arabian citizens harmed by any missiles not intercepted during the Patriot missile defense system tests, it was decided that the Houthis could just be made to take the blame for it. The U.S. deep state has just given the go-ahead for a renewed offensive to take place against the Shiites in Yemen. The earlier offensive was called off because of near-total military defeat at the hands of the Shiite rebels. However, the New World Order claimed that the pullback of the Saudi coalition forces was because Obama was angry about an air strike on funeral goers in Yemen. In reality, Obama was fine about that attack on the funeral in question. However, that bloodbath served as a convenient excuse for Obama to pretend to tell the Saudi Arabian government to pull their forces back from the offensive. In reality, the pullback of the Saudi coalition was due to battlefield stagnation and logistical failure. Now that the Saudi Arabian government has been receiving a new massive influx of arms and support from the U.S. defense industry, they are preparing for a new offensive which is intended to punish the Shiite population in Yemen. This situation is troubling. The New World Order has been coming up with even more sinister plans. In fact, the NWO has been so emboldened by the fact that they pulled off the September 11th, 2001 attacks, that they now plan new false flags. This time in Yemen. The NWO has been considering blowing up United States Navy vessels with crews on board off the coast of Yemen, and blaming it on the Shiite Houthi rebels. This attack is intended to serve as an excuse for U.S. ground forces to be deployed in Yemen in order to assist the floundering Saudi land troops. Bear in mind that it is not a coincidence that Al-Qaeda and ISIS have been growing in power and prosperity inside Yemen during the war between Saudi Arabia and the Shiite Houthi rebels. The U.S. military has the capabilities to wipe out ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Yemen, but the New World Order has decided to let those terror groups grow in strength in Yemen so that once the U.S. ground troops are deployed in Yemen, they will have to fight ISIS and Al-Qaeda once American troops are stationed there. This will serve as an excuse for mission creep in Yemen, and this will serve as a new troop build-up in order to make up for military pullouts in Iraq, which ended up costing New World Order war profiteers money. On top of all this, other false flags are being planned in Yemen. The New World Order is even going so far as planning a false flag attack against Mecca during Ramadan and blaming the attack on the Houthis. This false flag is intended to drum up anger against the Houthi rebels so as to expand the war even further. Watch out for news stories involving troop buildups in Yemen and attacks against U.S. ships in the city of Mecca. The establishment mainstream media is planning to claim that these attacks are the work of the Shiite Houthi rebels, but don't believe those reports. It is in fact a New World Order conspiracy to spread more war and make a profit through global balkanization.